If not, this is the other option. Hopefully this is working. I'm not sure, but it's probably really bad. I'm trying to fix the mic issue. Is this audio okay? Um, that would be, let's see. Hmm. Audio input capture. Hello. This is technical issues.
Hello,
Hello,
there you
there you
go.
go.
This is perfect, I guess. Finally, it is working. Anyway, let's get started. Let's see. My plan is to give a small announcement. Uh, just give me a bit. There you go. Uh, Now I'm going to quickly start. Okay, there you go. Oh, technical issues. So I have two things planned. One is this one and this one. These are from my stock images, so I'm trying to replicate this as much as possible. Uh, we we are in real-time materials. We're also planning to add displacement, so it's not going to be real-time anymore. But since it's the product that we are giving, it'll be fine, I guess. So I'm planning to work on this one first. Hopefully, this is not too complicated. So let's separate XYZ. Always do this. And let's choose vector math, few nodes. Let's do a scale, and then let's also uh, multiply, scale this again by pi, because I see there's a sine pattern, so that is what I'm going with. So now I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. Let's do sine. Perfect. And let's add a displacement node, of course. Set this to scale. No, set this to height. And also we need to set the options to displacement and bump. And let's change this to experimental, adaptive subdivisions, shade smooth. Okay, now let's hope this is working. This one shouldn't take that long, technically. What's going to take longer is the material on top of it, not the displacement itself. So that's going to be a little interesting. Also, let me quickly fix my camera. This is gonna be a pain. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do is to set up this one. Yeah, so sine and cos in two different directions, with when you multiply them, that is when magic happens. So let's quickly do this. Alt S. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. This is it. This is all the pattern. It's pretty simple. Um, it looks simple, but yeah, it might not be that simple. Anyway, so let's also map range this to from -1 to 1 to 0 and 1. So now we can increase the value just a little bit more. To the point one is fine. To make it a little bit smoother, we can also try smooth step, but it is definitely kind of doing that, so better not do anything, I guess. Let's just leave it that way. It's always good to um, save, so let me say call this acoustic sound panels. There you go. Also need to do a little bit of lighting, I guess. Let's see. Okay. To do the lighting, I always go to this, turn on the lighting section there, and let's add 2 area lights. Let's do this one. Bring this to Z. Okay. Z. Let's duplicate this. Put this on the side. Another one on the other side. Maybe these 2 sides is good enough. Maybe. Let's do 50. Slowly increase this to maybe 2.2. I would like to make this rectangular, so yeah, that's okay. This should be all right. So we are basically done with like one pattern. Now let's work on the material itself. So if you look at the material, it's definitely very dark. It's looking colder is because probably there is a blue light. So I'm just gonna make it pretty dark, somewhere around there. And how much is it? 0.1. What if I do 0.5? Interesting. But yeah, let's work on this. 0.07. Anyway, let's quickly organize everything. We need to make sure all this will be under one. Let's call this base pattern. And now let's look at something else. It's at 20. Okay. So next, I'm going to add a Voronoi texture because this looks very flaky. There's definitely bump. I'm not sure if I'll be going with bump or displacement yet, but Voronoi is a good start. Voronoi vector, sure. Let's do that. And the scale, I want it to be pretty high. Let's do 100, or let's do 50 for now. That's pretty high, yeah. And let's go to distance to edge. What if I do 2D? I think it should work, yeah. 2D works. To see them better, let's do 5 so that I'm gonna subtract from Yeah, anyway, the roughness is going to be 0, linearity is 0. I'm not going to play with that much, but here comes the best part, I think. So before I subtract this, let's add a power node. Let's do a power of 5 maybe, and let's subtract this, maybe a smaller value. Sorry. Let's do a bump. Let's plug this to the height and directly connect this to the normal. See that? Now let's increase this to 100. This is definitely small, but is it any visible? Let that resolve. Maybe 100 is too much, and we are not seeing much detail because it's too shiny. Let's increase the roughness just slightly, just slightly. Maybe 100 is too much, yeah. 120, so it's around 1000. So let's do 10, 20, yeah, 25. So yeah, that's something which is interesting. Instead of bump, I think I'll just go with displacement because, you know, it's always better to have displacement instead of. Let's add this with the tiniest value possible. And the one thing that I should also do is go to subdivision, set this to 2, and let's go to the rendering session and let's quickly do this. It might be too high, yeah. This is too high, yes, of course. And maybe if that's the case, we should do the exponent to 3, and let's render this again. The reason I'm doing final render is because like this is too small for the viewport to render, that's why. And as you can see, this is not at all looking how we want. So this is when I'll do something interesting. Oh wow, look at that. So I'm not gonna do power. Let's quickly do another render without inverting. Okay, it is clear. I think I know what's going on. We should make this a little bit darker and also a little bit shinier. Let's decrease the roughness a little bit down. I'll tell you why I'm doing that, but before that, let's also add a bump node, and let's make this 100. Let's plug this to height directly and this one to normal. That'll give that porous look. And for this height, we are going to try something else. And I'm also going to keep the distance to 0.05 maybe. It looks very fibery. Let's do 50. Like I said, the hardest part is probably getting the displacement right. And let's give this here. And let's give this a tiny nudge. I hope this looks a little better than what it was before. It's probably not, but let's try. It's definitely giving that fluffy look, which is what I was aiming for. To make foam panels, I'm probably using more brighter values. I should probably use much darker values, like probably 0.01. 0.01 seems decent. I mean, if you can see here, from 0.01 to here, there's a lot more, because I think we are not having a linear gradient anyway. So anyway, I hope this looks good with darker values. Yeah, definitely looking a little bit more, foamy because of the bump and the displacement. We can always play with like random displacement because everything is very uniform right now. So that is where the next step, what I'm trying to do, is going to help. I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you just duplicate the Voronoi texture without changing any values and change this to F1 again, we'll have two other things, which is color and position. So I'm going to use the color, and since there's a lot of shiny bits, I'm going to linear light it with the bump. I'll tell you why. It's going to add the shine, I guess. Where's the linear light button? Yeah, let's quickly. It will add that shine, definitely. I just think the denoising is kind of ruining it. Yeah. And also let's separate this. And let's multiply this with RY. Yeah, there you go. Let's multiply. Yeah, not add, multiply. So now it's gonna be a little different, definitely. Lot more, what to call it? Or not position, sorry. Color. A lot more grainy. Let's add this slightly more, like let's do 0.3. Now let's quickly give this a render. This should look a little bit more, foamy, if that makes sense. Yeah, it definitely looks foamy, but then you can't see any detail because we are doing 1K render. So let's do 200 for 2K renders. I mean, with this, I definitely don't, I mean, it's definitely too strong, but let's give it a quick high quality render as well. And hopefully it's audible, right? Compared to before. It might be like, yeah, it's definitely too strong, which we need to like play around with the next. And it looks like scales rather than foam. The other thing I want to try is by giving it subsurface scattering. Yeah, let's do that. It doesn't look foamy anymore. It looks super rigid. So to do that, let's Go to precision shading again. Let's not linear light anything at the moment. Let's just give the bump as bump. And what if I just use this instead? Instead of distance to edge, what if we simply use the basic one? But for this, I think I'm gonna go smooth F1 because I don't want to see this edges to be that strong. I want it to be super smooth, and it's definitely have to reload because Voronoi, yeah, that looks a little bit more better, I feel. Now let's invert this. And now let's add that on top of our previous one. Let's give that a render without any displacement. I mean, without any bump, sorry. By the way, if you guys have any questions, do put that in the chat. I like to answer them. Like you can see, it definitely looks bubbly, but it lost all its charm when it comes to the shine. So yeah, need to find out why that is the case. Also, let's quickly Google like what is foam panel made of. It's basically like thermocol, charcoal stuff. Foam board insulation. Yep, yep. It definitely is flaky, acoustic foam. The pictures that I see really close up. I found another one. I'm gonna just copy that and gonna paste it in the here. Let's go there. Image, paste. Is definitely flaky. A lot more flakier than I expect. This is definitely Voronoi as well. So we are in the same direction. We are in the correct direction, but there's a lot more we have to do. I'll tell you what that is. Let's not multiply anything. Let's make this 100 now. And let's slightly increase the roughness. And let's give this another render. There's a lot of rendering, a lot of experimentation. Yeah, a lot more. I feel I have to do a little bit more than. I mean, it's not breaking the surface yet, so I think I should go a little bit more stronger when it comes to how much I'm adding to it. Let's do 0.1. I mean, it's too much, but doesn't hurt anything, I guess. So let's do another slot. Let's give that a quick render. It's gonna be too strong, but let's see what's gonna happen. I need the edges to be broken up slightly, but it looks super smooth. So I mean, it definitely looks for me, but maybe a little bit more stronger, like slightly bit more stronger, but with like the variation. And let's also add some subsurface scattering to this. Like, yeah, here it doesn't look that much, but it's definitely getting there. From here, to here is definitely an improvement. And let's also look at some references. It is very shiny too, and you can see it's because that is made of, I mean, if you zoom in, you can see it's like very transparent. So I'm just gonna wing it with and also I think I should decrease the strength to 1. I'm just going to go to subsurface, add a little bit of that, and I'm gonna make it all small, like 0.1. And now let's get this back to 20. I don't know how it's gonna look, but it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Let's go to the rendered view. This is previous, second, now third. Let's give it another render. I hope it looks at least a slight bit better. I'm not really sure. Oh, wow. Yes. Subsurface cutting definitely adds to it. What do you guys think? I think I should change the lighting. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Now I'm going to break the edges because it's too normal at the moment. Let's try that. Uh, because right now this is too perfect. So the way I'm gonna break the edges is using noise texture. And let's not go too close because my computer might hang if that's the case. And also after this, let's quickly do a little bit of multiplication, and I'm going to multiply this with another. Let's do this, and I'm going to use same values again. 100. I know that's a large number, but I think it's important. I'm going to mix this color. Let's do 5 so that we can see what's happening. Let's do the color and let's mix it with linear light. Not too strong, slightly. Definitely breaks it up, but yeah. We should probably check this in material preview mode. Because I hope it's a pretty small network, so it shouldn't be that bad. Let's quickly organize this stuff in the meantime. Yeah, that is pretty broken up, so this is previously just a slide. And I'm not going to add any details, so I'm just quickly maybe that much. 0.01. That's a lot actually. So when yeah, this should be interesting. So I'm going to do separate color here. I'm going to do green, multiply. Let's add all this to another frame. Let's call this tiny surface detail. Yeah. Next up, I think I'll try to subtract it as well to see if there is any difference. And then I'm gonna mix both here and there to be like both subtract and, the other one to see if there is any improvement. So now let's do another render. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Let's do this. I mean, it's definitely going to break the surface tiny bit, but yeah, I don't know how much. Oh, sorry. But yeah, this is how the surface looks at the moment in the close-up. It's definitely not what we want, but we're just trying to imitate the surface imperfection. So let's get back to 20, anything? Yeah, 20 was the rendering surface. Let's do another quick render. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more noisier. I'll show you from previous now. It's definitely a lot more noisier, but I don't know which one I prefer though. I mean, it looks like foam, so we shouldn't really worry too much about that, I guess. But yeah, let's also do some quick other renders. So yeah, let's improve the lighting maybe. Let's go to lights. Let's look at this from this angle. And let's duplicate this right there, scale it up maybe, and give this a stronger value. Let's do 100. Let's change this to desk. Okay, let's give this another render. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one should be interesting. It did not respond for a while. I got a little freaked out. So yeah, there's definitely uniform roughness. We have to change that next. And it looks too strong, so I might decrease the noise just a tiny bit. But it's not that bad. So I'm gonna quickly cancel this. Go to precision shading. And 0.1 is too much, so 0. Half of that should be suffice. And let's take another channel from here and let's plug this directly to the roughness. Okay, and let's map range this from 0.3. Yeah, it's fine. 0.2 to, I mean, we need that variation, so I hope it looks any good. Instead of having a constant value, 0.3 to 1 is not bad. Variation is the way to go. Yeah, that's it. I think we can stop it here when it comes to the surface detail itself. I can play with a little bit more subsurface scattering, but I don't know if it'll add anything. But yeah, really happy with where this is at the moment. Just gonna complete this render. So after this, I'll use the same things to make another one as well. So more surface patterns will be coming. Cool. Hope this looks good. Let's see where we have come. So this is how we started. We gave some surface noise. We added surface scattering. We added randomness, and now we decrease the randomness and changed the lighting. Yep. Yeah, it does look soft. I'm personally thinking I should add a little bit more subsurface scattering. I don't know if that actually is doing anything, honestly. Let's do one. That's a lot, but you know, why not? I hope the PC is not lagging. This is with one. That's a lot of subsurface scattering. I think end of the day, it all comes down to if it's actually working or not. So, I mean, if it does look anything like foam. Visually, I don't really see much difference from the previous and now. So, it's interesting. Okay, definitely need to decrease the subsurface scattering, and maybe translucency is the way to go. I'll check that one. Let's do just a tiny bit of subsurface scattering like previously, and let's use translucent. I don't know if it does anything. How about if we do subtractive detail instead of additive? This is all additive, right? Like whatever we did. So let's just change this to subtract. Um, I'm slightly confident that this might look better, but that's just slightly, so don't take any word. So yeah, let's quickly do another render. The problem with like surface detail is like, you know, to nail it, we have to do several renders. Oh, yes. Hello. Hello, Fabio. And hello, Imran. Yeah, I think I'll work on it, but yeah, but I don't know, like, no one's using vector math and shader nodes that much, but I think I'll try to work on it at some point. I want to do more material stuff where you can actually see that in action. But yeah, I think that will be interesting. Okay, tell me. It's definitely not looking good. It's the roughness is too low. So and I wanna do 100 first, 100%, and let's go to procedural shading. Let's increase roughness from 0.5 to 1. Yeah, somewhere around there. And instead of subtract, let's do additive again. Now this one, for the feel, I think it should still look good. This seems to be a little bit of banding, but I mean, we are not able to even see anything at 100. We have to do 4K renders for this, like, which is very interesting. Let's do 10 instead. if I'm doing 10, I think I should do scale as well. So let's do 10, and let's do the divide thingy. Math divide, and let's give this to the scale. Sorry. Let's look at the messages again. Yeah. Gonna give another render quickly to see if that looks any better with, smaller detail. Yeah, I think translucency should be helpful. Uh, it's definitely not looking like how I expected it to look, so I think I'll just fake it. Or else the transparency. Transparency. Yeah, let's do transparent. The way I'm gonna do that is I'll take it, math, invert it. Sorry. Invert it and then use that. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that looks amazing. Let's do reverse. There will be transparent bits, but it'll be only on the edges. Right? Is that what I was trying to do anyway? Not sure. So I hope it looks better. It's probably not how I was looking for. Not exactly what I was looking for, but instead of that, let's also add back on that. Add shader, add back our prints. Not this, sorry. The transparency works, but for that I think we should increase the light samples. I'm saying like what's the best way to do this? That's why, because generally it would be volumes, but using volumes for foam would be insane, and it's probably not the best way to do it. So where is that? Light path and transmission I'm gonna increase. Okay, it's not working. The reason that's not working is the total bounces should be matching the transmission as well, I think. And yeah, Fresnel. Let's give this a quick render to see how this looks. Let's do this. I'm literally no idea how this is going to look, so it should be very interesting. Okay, this is fun. This is definitely not what I expected, but it looks really interesting. It does look more foamy if I add transparency, though. What do you think? But the problem is the transparency is definitely visible. So one other thing I want to try is by adding a plane in the background to see if that'll help anything. But yeah, let's check. If this is going to be the case, then I think I'll also do a better render. Like let's do 200 again. And also let's do 20 again. But you can see like, there is a little bit of transparency. That's too much. So I need to find a way to decrease that. Forgot we can actually decrease the transparency as well. What if I don't invert it? So that is one interesting. So let's mute this. If that helps anything. Oh yes, this might actually work. I hope this works because wow, really interesting. I never really played with stuff outside. Okay, I can only see that happening in the edges. Very interesting. So the sound panels will work. I think transparency is the way to go to make it a little bit more, you know, thicker. But the only problem is like I need to isolate the masks. So let's check how this looks. Okay, that is how it looks. So because it's pre-inverted, I'm gonna take this one, the one without any inversion, and look at that instead. Let's give another render. This is before inverting, so it should look a little different, but it's definitely not going to be the most prettiest render. Okay. Yeah, inverting would probably be the way to go, maybe. So let's invert this. And that is that. Um, so take this, but edit this. And you can see it. And increase this all the way up to 1. So that you can see it's definitely, yeah, I'm just going to render this again quickly. We come really far as well, so we should be happy, honestly. This is at 200, so it's more like zoomed out. Definitely gonna look little bit weird because you know there's too much transparency going on. But we can use this as a pass or to add back, I think, like to add back onto the previous renders that we did, because I never tried doing this before. It's very interesting. Also, oh, I'm not even in the screen. Let me quickly fix my camera as well. The PC is like roaring. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, that is true. I think I'll work on that at some point, definitely. Okay, let's get back to doing whatever I was doing before. This one, let's change this to 50%. 50%, does it work? No, it doesn't work. 0.5. Okay. And I'm gonna mix it with the invert, I guess, invert gradient. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna clamp it as well, because wherever it is white, wherever there is black, that is where it's going to take the transparency, and it's going to be 50% transparent, and I think I should be fine with it. To be honest, like, we can literally stop it here because I'm just trying to push the realism. To be honest, like, like from behind, you can simply put like a small bump map and it'll work as well. But yeah, like, this seems fine. I think this is the best one we have done so far, like best version out of all the ones which we worked before. Yeah, this looks very flaky, like this one. Oh, the clipboard, sorry. Look at that. Yeah, we'll get there. This is a little bit more interesting for me, so we'll work on this next. Let's work on the render view. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and also let's decrease the light paths to back to 12. Look at this, 1, 2. Even this is amazing, like this one. 3, sure. Yeah, I think we should simply stick to the second version that we did, like this one, because it looks like sound paneling, but who cares? So this is one material that I think will end up in the final. Not gonna add transparency maybe, so we can just simply skip that. So that we can actually use a mix shader again, and we can use like with transparency and without transparency. Let's use a oh yeah, let's mix it. I don't know how this is gonna look. It's gonna be super funny if it works actually. Yeah, it all looks similar, so not a big deal. We can also increase the blackness in the shader itself. But anyway, let's keep moving forward. Let's not fall behind. Let's quickly add a plane so that we have a background. Put it x90, gz, y. Scale this up. Now we have something to reflect that off with. What if I give the same material for this one as well? Let's see. UVs, displacement. Well, you know what? Yeah, it actually works. I think all it needs is um, a modifier, generate, subdivision surface, adaptive, and simple. Except it's not. Now you can see like the transparency is a lot more visible. Okay, and for that to look better, I think we'll add an area lamp. And bring this to the back somewhere there. Yeah. Yeah. Let's increase this. I don't know how that is going to look, but should be interesting. Let's render this. I mean, end of the day, it's all the same texture, so trying that wouldn't hurt, I feel. Now you can see like the directionality is more visible, and also like the transparency. So I think I'm going to remove the transparency because it's definitely not working well with this concept with this. But yeah, and also like look, oh my god, the render is taking so long. That's really bad too. And it's definitely not real time, so let's remove this, not needed. Just this. And this itself with four, I'm doing 2K render, so it'll always take more um, time to do this, but I'm doing 90 samples, so should be fine. Okay, this is a little bit faster, and this is more shinier, so we can increase the roughness, of course. uh, let's do that next. Also, let's decrease this to 150 instead. Let's give this another render. Yeah, I need to check this with different lighting. Yeah, look at that. That is really ugly. That's not how sound panels look. So, gotta change. Let's bring up the roughness to 0.7. And let's look at from the view. Like I said, from the viewport, it might not look good at all. The reason being we don't have enough resolution to see it, but in the final render, it's always gonna look more crispier, and is it because I'm using 8 subdivision levels and not 5? Probably. Yeah, we also need better lighting. I kind of worked on it a while ago. I can show you what that is. Let me quickly pull that up, that render. Um, Good morning. Hi. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's I think it's on my Twitter. Let me quickly grab that render. The reason why I bring that up is because even though it's not the best looking one, it definitely looks like foam because there is no detail. I have not given detail, so let me quickly pull that up. Yep. Look at this. This looks like sound panels, but it's looks super stylized. So I made this a while ago, so not really the best. I'm trying to get more realistic, so we are on the right track, I feel, except like, you can always play around with better. Um, yeah, let's not do any distortion. And the lighting is really bad at the moment. I know I keep on stressing on lighting because lighting will break the scene or make the scene. So let's go to the world settings. Let's quickly change the rotation. Yeah, somewhere around that. Okay, and then let's click on this, which is right on top. I'm gonna bring this slightly up, make this disk, change the angle, and let's increase the strength to 100. Yeah, this should give slightly better results. What do you guys think? Yeah, definitely looks better, I feel. I might remove the background, that one. It doesn't really add much, so The way I'm going to do that is by changing the material on it. I leave the background as it is, except the material will be gone. Let's give this slightly different material. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's do another render quickly. And one other thing I want to do is decrease the bump on it. So that is another thing. I can work on it, I think. Let's go back to procedural shading again. Click on the surface, and what did it do wrong? So we have this, which is kind of too much, adding too much. Yeah, that is true. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this, use a mix instead, like something like that. Use that instead. I'll do the blue, and instead of let's do multiply, just do slightly instead of too much. Let's also decrease this from 0.1 to 0.707. Don't want too much. And this is it. This is it. I think. So slightly increase the. Let's do this. Yeah. It's more softer. The detail is not that visible. We can actually increase it. But yeah, from far it looks good. It has a sheen, which is perfect. And it is taking about 30 seconds to render in, I don't know, 150. Not bad. 37 seconds. Honestly, not bad. And this is my previous materials. Let's also look at some good different materials that quickly change this. Let's call this foam. Let's remove this. Let's try to add this material on top of this. Oof. That is amazing. Like this is such a different sound panel that I did like last time. And what was this one? That, oh, okay, this one, okay. And there's another one. Pretty cool if you ask me. All these things will be updated soon, so that'll be fun. So what I'm gonna do now, come back and give the foam material. I'm gonna group this later, but I want to work on the next one, which is sorry, I should clean this, create a new material. Oh no, duplicate this. Let's call this panel. Panel, and everything that I did so far will stay except this base pattern. So let's work on the base pattern now. So how to do that? Let's do the separate thing, of course, and let's do math. There's a ping pong, I think. Yeah, ping pong. ping pong with 1. And let's take away the map range. And let's also do another ping pong. Let's do ping pong by pi. And do this here as well. This should be interesting. Except we should do smooth minimum. This is another panel. All I'm going to do is just plug the factor in the first socket. Oof. This itself looks like another sound panel, which is very interesting. And so that I can do 1 1, I guess. Yeah, let's do 1 1. Change this to 0. It's gonna make it sharper. Let's make this 0.2 instead. And let's do this 1. Let's do 2 maybe. Let's give this a quick render. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is better, I feel. Looks good though. Oh wow, yeah. Except like, the surface detail, I think I can work on that next again, but this itself looks like another sound panel, so that's good. So let's save this. Let's duplicate this again. Let's call this checker. So what I'm going to do now is take the same thing, except I'm going to do the checker stuff. So for that, I think I would need the foam, like, this pattern again. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna copy this. Go to checker, paste it. These two things line up if you see. So the plan was to multiply. You can do a absolute. This itself will add like another pattern, I think. Another displacement. But yeah, this is too smooth, I feel like. No one's gonna use this as a sound panel. So I'm gonna leave that. Instead of that, I'm gonna do a greater than instead. Where is a greater than? Greater than 0. That will give you this one. So now I'm going to take the same pattern, except I'm going to duplicate all these 3 and interchange this one there and this one there. Wait, sorry. Let's do 0.1, or else, yeah, let's do 1 1, but let's do 5, multiply by 5, and multiply by 5. Yeah. Should I do multiply by 5? Or like the ratio has to be 0.5, so point 2. We'll get those, which we can then use this. Sorry, I'll show you what I mean. Take this and put this here. We'll have that. Except I'm gonna multiply this by 5 again. Okay, that's not working. Divide by 0.2 again, sorry. This should work. Yep, that is one. And let's do the same thing, but on the other axis, which is 0.2 here, and divide this again there. And I'm gonna mix this with this one. Mix. Let's do mix float. Yep, for the first time I'm using this properly without that. Let's look at that. Have this. We have that. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Do 1 and 0.2 here instead. And this should give you that. And that looks something like this. Sound panels. Now I have small trouble. That is, the displacement strength is too small. So I'm gonna do 0.5 now here. I mean, too big. And also, let's change this to 0.5 to, let's change this to 10 instead. So now, once we have this, there are some things that I need to consider. So instead of 100, I'm gonna do value. Let's give this same values again. Let's do 200 here. This is cool. Only problem being, some people might not want that. Some people might want rounded stuff. So let's do float curve. Float curve. There it is. I'm gonna plug this, change this to there. I don't know if this will help. Yeah, that's it. Some people might want that. So I'm gonna put that as a control. So if you want to make it puffier, you can just use the slider from there to there. So yep, that is one of the control that we can add. Just gonna quickly give this a render to see if it looks any good. So we have one panel, two panel, now third panel is this one. So should be fine. Fine. Let's see. I'm loosely coating it, but yeah. Okay. So since I'm using 2D noise, maybe that's why it looks super like that. What if I use 3D noise, 3D Voronoi? I don't know if that'll actually help anything, but why not? Let's quickly do that. All I'm gonna do is change this to 3D. And I hope that looks good. It is still stretching, but what if I use generated coordinate instead? It is still stretching, so I think let's do UV coordinates. I think I should use object coordinates for this one. Now you'll have that. I don't know if it'll work, you know, that's the thing. But it'll look good though. It'll definitely look good, yeah. Oh man, I'm super excited. If that works, it'll be amazing. Okay, so let's check this again. Let's see how that looks. So the displacement wise, it doesn't look that good, but yeah, let's just do another render, but with object coordinates. Oh man, kind of hoping that it'll look good. Okay, it doesn't really help because I'm doing the displacement in, you know, upwards. It is kind of like looking like it is stretching, and of course, like the scale is completely wrong. Let's fix the scale first, and maybe that'll help. Um, let's do a scale, and let's use the same value here again. Now let's try this again. Yeah, let's render this. Oof. Maybe the displacement itself is okay, but what if we do bump? Yeah, we never really played with bump. Let's do bump now. I'm actually pretty cautious about this. Okay, if it works, it works. And no complaints there. Yep, that'll do. You see that? Yeah, I think that might be the way. Except I think I'm gonna multiply this by 0.5. Because I think this is too much. uh, Definitely looks weird. I'm gonna decrease the displacement, like distance to 0.2 maybe. And let's do another render view. I hope this gives it a little bit of definition. Hope. Yeah, definitely it's making it look flaky, so let's just wait and see. And we can play with the roughness next, and then yeah, I think it passes as, you know, the foam, so no complaints. It's good. What do you guys think? I want those little specks here and there, so should I do it? I think I should. Maybe I will. That looks amazing though. Like as a material itself, that looks really cool. Um, the next thing that I want to work on is making it look better, I guess. So let's take away the fluffiness again. Not the like, where is it? Yeah, let's take away the fluffiness. And let's use a value instead. Let's do 10. Math around it. And let's divide this by 1. So this will go here, not there, sorry, and here, there, and there. Okay, that's good. Except we need to change the slope of this one as well, so let's do same value again. Okay, not that maybe. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Sorry. Once this, I think we can just plug this as a multiply. Let's make this 0.4 instead. Yeah, this one. One other thing that I would like to do is to actually raise them up. So I have a plan for that. The way I'm going to do it is same, taking the base pattern. Just gonna quickly, you know what, the easiest way is using Voronoi. So plug it there, change this to 1 and change this to 2D. Point 0.5. How many is this again? 5. Is this it? No. Okay, this is interesting. Should I do it? Sorry, cool. Will the live stream be saved? Yes, this live stream will be saved. You guys can watch it whenever you want. I should also I think I'll just quickly do one other thing in the edit. I'm trying to add this into a playlist and I'm gonna name the playlist different. So quickly, let me put new playlist, create new playlist. Real-time materials production diary. Yeah, it's on a new playlist now. So if you go to my channel, you'll find a playlist called Real-Time Materials and you'll find everything there. I think, yeah. So yeah, so I quickly want to raise them onto platforms. So the way I thought I would do is by basically adding this to a Voronoi texture, which is kind of ridiculous because that wouldn't work because, there's an offset distance to edge. Yeah, sorry. As you can see, each two tiles are like set on 1. That might work, but the only thing I'm worried about, you know what, I have another plan. Mix RGB, let's do color dodge, make this all the way up to 1. Yep, it doesn't work, I feel. I'm just gonna quickly change this to 0.5, 0.75. Oh wait, what? Does it work? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's not do Varuna. Let's simply use our basic math. I should not have done that. Instead of sine and cos, yeah, this ping pong. We have this ping pong and this ping pong. So luckily we don't even have to do anything. I'm just gonna take this and that. Yeah, that is it. So now plug this here to give you that, and now that will give you a platform that you can sit on, except it'll be here I'm going to raise it slowly by 0.5. Now look at it. It literally doesn't look like you did anything, but trust me, you did something. Let's do smooth minimum right before this as well. Let's do it with 0. And I mean, you'll see it better there. Yeah, that's it. Really happy with how that looks at the moment. Yes, I'm making square spurs. How have you been? I'm making these styly looking things. So that's fun. 0.4, let's do that. And so basically my plan was, if I round this, if I divide that 1 by 10, so that's 0.1, and quickly multiply that here. Except I think we should divide this again. Point 0.25 maybe. Yeah, 0.25. Let's do that. 5, let's do 10, 20, and let's decrease this. Look at that. This definitely looks amazing. Like, let's gonna do this a quick render. Yeah, there we go. It looks soft. That's the whole point. Yeah, it is actually sound panel, so I'm very happy that it turned exactly like that. Thank you, Purse. So it's a win, I guess. If it looks like sound panels, that's a win. So I made few different variations. This is 1, 2, 3, and also this. But this one, that's a good one. But yeah, let's quickly organize all the nodes. And I'm being super lazy without organizing anything, which is annoying considering the fact. Store value. Let's make this 0.2. Let's do the smooth shading and then the divide. It's all coming down to this. So let's bring this down, these 3 down as well, and the base pattern itself is there. So I think we should, I think it's easier if you put everything down here, right? Yeah, I think it's fine. This itself is good. So technically, this whole thing can be made into that. Okay, perfect. Really happy with how this looks. Let's bring this back again to 10. My plan was to automate this number with the height, but it doesn't look like it's actually doing much, right? Let's do 0.2. So yeah, this displacement strength is something which I have to play with as well. So that's interesting. But now my plan is to take this and add some overall noise to make it look more dirty, maybe. I like the egg crate one. Yes, the egg crate one is amazing. That is the one which I started with because it was such a simple pattern. Let me quickly go back to the egg crate one. I think I just called it foam. Yeah, this one. Let's quickly give this a render. I'm gonna make them all into nodes, so that'll be fun. One, two, three, four. Four, yep. I'm not sure if I added bump to this. I definitely did add bump to this. That's interesting. So I might actually add bump, I guess. Yeah, I need to add bump to this as well. Perfect. So let's quickly do that. Bump. What was the value again? So basically at 0.05. Let's do that. Strength of checkers to foam. Same. It takes this and that. Let's do another render because this is without bump. Now this is with bump. I hope that looks good compared to the previous one. I mean, it's definitely gonna add so much. Yes. This is without bump, this is with bump. Yeah, it actually makes it a lot more softer. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. Those are the ones I have at my store, the cheapest. Yeah. I don't have anything in the room because the room is big. Luckily, it's not that echoey, so really happy with that. And I'm not that loud person. I'm very loud, but I don't think people can hear me on the other rooms at the moment. But yeah, I think this is good. Better than this, I guess. Right? Better than this. So let's the reason why I don't know why I'm doing so many renders. I'm just gonna quickly save them. Let's call this one panels. Let's also save this. I mean, before I save this, I think I'll give this another render again. I think I call this checkers. No, that's not checkers, that is panel, I think. Really bad with naming. Really bad. Should be better. Bump. Connect this to the height. Distance to 0.005. Set this to normal. And let's give this another render. Let's go to render view. Yeah. Yeah, like this. Good looking sound panels, which is nice. Yeah, around 526 frames is good enough, I think. Yeah, I'm just doing too many samples. Not really needed. So let's do the foam panel too. Square foam panel. And then what is the other one? Checkers. I don't think there is a bump on it, but I think I'll just use the save as checker. Foam panels. Yep. Save. Next one is this one. Made save as checker foam panel 2. These are all good looking renders, so I want to use this to yeah, did I change the color management to punchy maybe? Sorry, that's grayscale. Oof. Instantly so much better. Instantly better. I don't know, I think I should punchy should be like the what do you call it? Like, punchy should be the defaults, I guess. Looks amazing, so cool. Luckily, these are all the materials that I'll be putting out for Ducky. This is day one, so I'm gonna do daily streams um on this. In the meantime, I also have some updates on what I've been working on for the tiles product. Here are some scenes that I worked on. Really happy with how this looks. The tiles is granite tiles, so I added the granite tiles. So really happy how that looks. I also think, I mean, there's nothing else here, so let me quickly show you some other materials that I did. Shaders. So that one, and we have terrazzo materials, which looks amazing as well. And then we have I think we also have wood patterns. Yeah, I think this one. I was just trying to see what goes well with each of them, and it looks really nice, so really happy with that. There's also this style. Not many people have this available, I guess. So that is also something which we can do. And fish styles is one of my favorites. Really happy how this looks actually. But for this particular scene, I think we should go black and white, maybe. Oof. Let's leave that as defaults actually. And the other scene that I worked on, which I did today, is this one. I'm actually really happy with how this looks, except there's so much I have to fill in the scene. So yeah, the animated govers add so much to this. But yeah, let's get back to acoustic panels. I'm gonna group them up and call this a day. So all this needs, I'm not doing any noisy stuff, so we can delete that, not really required. The surface detail is pretty simple as well. And we need, yeah, actually I had something. What if I go to 0.3 with roughness? Does it do anything? Since we added bump, I think it should look a little different. I think it should definitely add something, right? Like, oh yeah, it adds those flakiness, I think. Yeah, this is good. We also fixed the look, I guess. Let's change this to punchy to what is the other one? None. Yeah, now this looks more like the foam that I was aiming for anyway. Let's do punchy again. This should do. Image save as. Let's do squared form. Another. Perfect. So I'm gonna package this up into one node group. And what else does it need? It needs this. Let's make this 0.25. I'm gonna select this. Tools. Wait, can I change the color for this? What? No. Oh, I was little. That is disappointing. Okay, let's do other stuff. Okay, we have this. Oh, that's nice. It's actually taking the value and saving it, which is amazing. I did not know that. And color, and of course, this is gonna look at that. And that's it. These are the outputs. Control G. Let's go to the base color is base color. This will be map. And then the first factor will be, what is it? Surface detail. Yes, surface detail. And the second one will be, yeah, that is scale. So and the final one is detail variation. And also, let's quickly organize everything. The UV map goes up. It's gonna be a height value. Sorry, it's gonna be a height value. Base color is that, which is fine. And the surface, does it look any good? Looks the same. And it also needs roughness. So let's do that. Roughness min and roughness max. Let's add a panel. Min and max. The surface detail is a factor. Perfect. Scale is a number. The default is at 20, right? Yeah, the default is at 20. And the scale goes above. And surface detail. The detail scale should also be out there. So I'm gonna wait, the detail variation. That makes sense. Sorry. Surface detail scale. So let's also add another panel. Let's call this surface detail. And let's put the detail there. Detail strength and detail variation will go above. Detail scale, detail strength, detail variation, and that is that. The base scale is set to 0. It has to be set to 20. This one's going to be 20. This is going to be 100. Let's see what else. This is fun. Let's do another quick render. That looks cool. I'm checking the control H. Oh, sorry. Control H. We don't want that, so that's gone. The default is 20, so let's do 20. And detail strength shouldn't be that low number, so I think I'm gonna remap this value using a map range. 0 to 0.1. And the default value, I'm gonna keep this at 0.7. That's it. Bump strength should also be one other thing, I guess. Let's do bump strength. Let's call this square foam panel. Let's save this. The detail variation is set to 0.25. Let's do that. Detail variation 0.25. Let's call this factor. That's it. And all it needs is a UV map. Let's bring this to there, and let's delete all this. Now let's play the values to see if you're getting basic stuff. Yeah, color wise it does look correct. Always like to play with like different colors once I'm done. This is always like the foam panel is not pure black. I think it's always has a little bit of blue tint to it. So yeah, let's leave it at there. Square foam panel, that is good. Let's go to the next one, which is checker foam, the basic one. This is called sine foam pattern. So I'm gonna make this a group again. Let's give this a value of 20 again. Let's call this scale and default value 20. That's done. The next we haven't done this as well, so let's clear that. Surface detail, let's add a panel. Let's call this surface detail, and it has a scale again. Let's put this under surface detail. Call this detail scale, and minimum is 0. The type is fine. And detail strength, let's put this right below that. Detail strength, yeah, that's fine. And then finally bump strength, let's call this Point P. I'm going to make this 0.3 again. And let's do the roughness. So let's add another panel. Let's call this, let's put this below that. Roughness. Min, max. That's it. It's cool. And for max, let's set the value to 1, minimum at to 0, max again 1, and minimum to 0. What else did we miss? Is that all? One other thing is, like, when I take away the vector, you can see it is showing the input. So I'm gonna click on that and hide the value. Scale, bump, details, roughness, and one of the final thing is this one. Gonna map range this value again. Let's give this to the factor. The 0.1 will be the lowest, and for this value, this has to be a factor. The 0.7 will be our default value. 0 to 1. Let's do 0 for now, like, that's fine. 0 to 1, yeah, since it's a factor type. Yeah, makes sense. So that'll basically be what's called detail strength, detail scale, detail strength. Okay, sorry. This is called detail strength, unfortunately, and this is called detail variation. That's it. So that is a consistency, and let's call this, wait, it's not working because scale is set to 0. Let's do is 20, and let's call this sine sound panel. Let's save that. Let's give this a quick render because we haven't really. Let's give this a quick render again. Any questions? So we did, oh wow, that looks amazing. Love this. Just saving this again. Okay, let's do the next one. Sine sound panel. Displacement strength should also be something, I feel, so I'm gonna forgot about that. So this will be displacement strength. Let's make this still 2 maybe, because for this particular panel I think 2 is a max. It'll look good. After that it'll break, so it's fine. Sine sound panels, and this also needs a UV, so Control H. Sine sound panel. Finalist checkers. This is awesome. We gotta repeat the same thing again, I feel. But yeah, I think this is fine. We're almost there. So let's group this again. Let's keep the vector to height value. And the first one to scale. So for that, we need all this. The default value is set to 10, which is perfect. And what else? Let's also add a group. I forgot the group name. It's called Sign Sound Panels. Yeah. So the next one is bump strength. So let's quickly add that as well. For that, let's go here. Bump strength. Next one is displacement strength. Yep, that's it. The next one, let's add a panel. Call this roughness. Let's make this 0.3 again. Min, max. Roughness min, roughness max. Max is 1. Min is 0. This is 0. Again, this is 1. Since it's roughness, I think we can also make this a factor, which is nice. So for consistency purposes, let's also do that here. Factor and factor. Let's call this checker sound panels. And we have surface detail, of course. Let's add another panel. Let's put this panel above. Surface detail. I kind of forgot. We should also add the color. So let's quickly add that as the base color and put this all the way up. That's it. Let's do that again here. The base color. Put this all the way up. That's it. And surface detail and detail strength. So we have 3 options there. For consistency purposes, let's also do that here. Let's add on the group input. Let's do 200 here. Just because. Detail scale. Except we are not using this again, so let's quickly delete that. And then we have the detail variation. Good. Let's quickly put this below that. And finally, detail strength, which is, I think there, yeah, this there. Before we do that again, let's do the map range stuff. That's wrong. Zero 0.1. And this will be displacement detail strength. Let's plug this below there, and the value will be 0 to 1, and the default will be 0.7, and this will be a factor too. So let's quickly hide this, put it there, come back outside, and yeah, I think this is a strength and variation. There's also one other thing that I forgot to add to this, which is very important actually. We also have another control, shape control, so that will basically be here. So let's add a group input again right here, and let's call this as the factor. The factor is called puffiness. Right now it is at 0. Plug this to 1. You can see it became puffy. That's it. We are done. Really happy. Let's give this a quick render as well again. 1, 2. Look at this. This is perfect. This looks like foam. Let's give this render here. Okay, I think I set the puffiness to 1, which is not ideal. So I'm gonna go back. I thought okay, let's do a 0 here. Ooh. Nice. Actually, I think I just want to see if this works. Ooh, okay, that's good. Okay, I wanted to see if that actually works. So anyway, puffiness is 0. The render looks amazing. Except let it go till 500 and then we can stop. This is good. Let's stop this image, save as. Check our foam panel 2. That's it. This is awesome. And we have 3 different materials. 1, 2, 3. The final material is basically called BG. Also keep that. Actually, I want to change the background to checker panels as well. Oh, lovely, lovely. Okay, that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm gonna give that another render. So just quickly doing that now. Okay, that is beautiful. I think I'm getting better at rendering like, in general, which is nice. I was always very skeptical about it. And my skill with rendering, and this one probably needs a little bit more bump, but I don't mind. So let's just save this. Yeah, it seems about right. So I think displacement stint has to be 1. Yep. I'm gonna give this another render just because I want to see how that looks. And I also think like the camera should be moved a little bit further away, because like look at the edges, it's almost touching. Okay, it's really bad. I need to bring the camera a little bit back. So basically the displacement is this high now. Wow. Okay, that is not what I expected. Let's do 0.7 then. 0.75, good, but still the camera gotta be back. Let's do about there. Maybe should I play with some lighting? And also give different colors. I mean, the whole point is like we'll be giving this in RGB lights, so right? Let's do that. Yeah, I don't want to play with, sorry, I don't want to play with that much. I think I'll do the environment lighting just a tiny bit, so yep, this is it. Let's do another render. Wow, Blender crashed. Did not expect this. This is fun. I think Blender is back. Let's quickly do this again. Blender doesn't really crash on me that much, but for some reason this is the first time. A little bit sad, disappointed, but yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, I haven't really changed the lighting here, right? So just that. Looks good to me. I think I'll stop it here, and we'll continue the rest in the next session. Tomorrow I think I have other plans actually. Let me see what is other stuff that I was looking at. I think it was in scripting, was it? So we're done with one. All these are the things that I want to work on. Desert sand is something which I'm interested in. Art deco is something which we can work on maybe. Or is ice? Ice would be cool. Sound panels is done, so let's do a hashtag, I think. Hash. That's done. Image save as. Awesome. Uh, I think that's it, guys. I don't know how long I've been streaming for. It's almost 2 hours, 12 minutes, which is perfect, I feel. Uh, yeah, I really wanted to do this because I want to see how fast I can make materials. So every time I stream, this is like a time for how fast I can work on, basically. So I made 3 different patterns today within 2 hours, 15 minutes. Uh, and also one high quality material. So I'm really happy with today's progress. So I hope this continues. So I'll let you guys know when I stream tomorrow. Let's see. Same time tomorrow as well. That would be good. So see ya.